Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome to a new series I'm starting on my channel. Every week I'm going to release 3 different builds, and this week I'm going to be focusing on Void Warlock supers. And these builds aren't supposed to be the most potent things in the game, like something you'd see on Error's channel or Azecross. These are just different ways to play the game, some more fun, some just good. So yeah, sit back, relax, and maybe try a few of these out. First, I'm going to be starting off with the build you see on screen right now. Now this build, I'm calling it Nova Chase, which the main focus of it is top tree Voidwalker using Necrotic Sin with a Royal Chase, the Season of the Hunt, seasonal scout rifle, which has Thresh on it, which is very important to this build. Now, Thresh, if you don't already know, it generates your super faster, and what Necrotic Sin does is Void kills generate all of your abilities faster, including your super. So basically the gameplay loop of this is throw a grenade every once in a while, melee occasionally, but use your scout rifle a lot, because Royal Chase is a Void scout rifle, so you're going to be generating from Thresh and from Necrotic, and just from kills in general. So you just get to spam your Slova bomb over and over again. I also paired this with a Trench Barrel Perfect Paradox, and I felt like using Deathbringer. The heavy slot and kinetic slot can be pretty much whatever you want it to be, but I do suggest that you use a Void Heavy. Maybe you could use an Izignami and a Falling Guillotine instead. So that's kind of up to your interpretation of what you want to use here. Alright, next up we have a build that I'm going to dub the Clay Pigeon, which is where you use Ahamkara's Claws with a slug shotgun. Could be chaperone, could be a first in last out, bone chiller, doesn't really matter. But basically the main focus of it is to just use the middle treed Voidwalker, the Nova Warp. The melee on it has a pretty heavy knockback effect to it, so just sending majors up in the air and beef your enemies to then just slug shotgun them. I also highly suggest either using Traveler's Chosen with it or Monte Carlo. That way you can get your melees quicker, that way you can replace them. Wellspring is also great. The new LMG for Beyond Light has Wellspring on it, and I think it's pretty good for PvE, so I think it just kind of fits in this pretty well. And finally, we've reached probably my favorite build of this video, something that is actually pretty common in community right now, but it's going to be Necrotic Grips with Thorn. I'm just using a Devourer for extra utility. But if you don't know why Thorn and Necrotic Grips are such a good combo, basically what Necrotic Grip does, on a melee final blow, it creates an AoE Thorn effect, and it applies the Thorn dot to any enemies affected by it. And it keeps chaining. Well, Thorn also procs it on a kill. So they've just made Thorn this ad clearing monster, and if you pair that with Devour, you get this endless cycle of just healing and ad clear without consciously shooting them, which lets you also focus on bosses while you're doing your ad clear, which is always great. So this is probably my favorite build of this video, one of the strongest ones. Royal Chase is really fun too, but it probably isn't as strong. I'd have to play with both of them more to really hammer out which one I think is better, but try both of them out, they're both great. Clay Pigeon, it's the worst one of this video, I'll be honest, but it's something different you can do. Just mess around with the physics engine of the game a little bit. So, you know, maybe try all of these out, see which one's your favorite. So yeah, that's my first build video. I should have another one next week. So hopefully you can stick around and check that one out too.